Okie dokie. Right, we are live. Welcome to, what day is it today? A Monday live with Sam and I? It is Monday, right? Who knows anymore? How are you, Sammy boy?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, tired, but good. Tired, but good.
That's going to be your life forever now, mate.
Yeah, I was having a chat with my dad and my sister the other day, and AD in our mentorship, he told me when your child is born, you're going to become a warrior, and it never goes away. And that's very true. That's what's happened. I'm now a warrior constantly.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't go away, and you just end up worrying about more things and different things as they grow up.
Yeah. You good for TikTok? You want to?
Oh, sorry, I'm live. I just haven't invited you. Let me get you over.
Glenn, welcome to the live, mate. Thank you for joining. Sam's just jumping in right now.
There you go.
Nice. All right, cool. I'll let the community members know that we're live. Done. And then I'll switch on my clicker thingy. If you've got yours, Sam.
I have.
Elliot, I can see you in here as well. How are you doing, guys? Welcome to the live. Thank you for joining. It's my first live back in just over a week because I've been on paternity leave. And just kind of catching up on everything. I've been, as you can imagine, I've been very busy raising a wee baby that I haven't been keeping on top of the chats. And Christ, I've missed so many messages. It's insane. But it's nice to take a little bit of a break, a break, very, very sleep deprived break. But it's also good to be kind of partially back. I'm not fully back yet. I'm just live today, catching up on some messages, and I'll slowly reintegrate over the week. Sam, what's new with you over the last week?
Just Amazon being an absolute pain. Section 3 still there, not going away. It's just frustrating. You get one response from Amazon about one thing, and then someone else tells you something else, and then you get an email saying something completely different. It's just a mess, and it's just so annoying because it's taking a huge hit on my sales. I've not bought anything for like over 2 weeks, and it's just frustrating. Like they just do my head in the way they communicate. So yeah, that's what's been going on, which has been annoying.
What happened with them? You said you were subscribed to a service that helps with that thing. What happened with that?
They're like, I was expecting them. So like the service that's in Seller Smart, I was kind of expecting them to give all the information, hand over my account, and be like, there you go, like crack on. But they haven't done that in the slightest. They'll email me and say, "I'll just do this." They'll email me again, "I'll do this," and it's just like, it's not really the service I thought they were going to be. And to be honest, it certainly isn't worth paying for them. I will, as soon as this is sorted, I'll be cancelling my membership straight away. Because I just don't think they're really worth it, to be honest. I want someone who's going to jump on and just do it all for me, and for it to be a bit hands off.
Honestly, mate, just use our guy. He is really good. He'll sort it out for you.
Yeah, I will. And I think going forwards, I've obviously never used him just because I've never had to, because I've always had them sort of on the back burner. But knowing sort of what they're like and what they do now, it's just it's a bit pointless. So I'll probably I will be sacking them off and just using your guy going forwards. I think it's just a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure. Lloydie, thank you very much for the congrats. I appreciate you. This is Sam's first Section 3, and it was annoyingly, it was from a lead that I sent to him from a wholesaler we work with. The wholesaler's done literally everything they can to prove supply chain, but the way Amazon's handled this one is just crazy.
Even like that wholesaler's fine. Like that's cleared, that one. It's the home bargains one, which is causing the problem.
Oh, I didn't even realize there was home bargains. That's crazy.
So there was three they pulled me up on. A Samsung one, which I bought from Amazon, and I cleared that pretty quick. After they rejected the Amazon invoice 3 times, but then that was cleared. And then it was that wholesaler one, which after like 2 submissions, they then cleared that. and now it's just the tone bargains one, which they haven't cleared, and it's annoying because I got a authenticity complaint for it like in April, submitted the invoices and they got rid of it and cleared it and say, yeah, that's fine. And then, yeah, and now they're just not accepting the exact same documents which they accepted before. So in the last submission, I just sent over the email which they sent me saying they reinstated the listing and cleared the IP, hoping that they should just read that and be like, oh, we've already done it once, let's just do it again and let him sell. But yeah, you know what they're like.
Terry Cunningham on Facebook said, nerds. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate the engagement. James Mack said, oh, sorry. He's just said, hey, Sean, good to see you, mate. Yeah, Warriors now part of your life. Sam signed off my first deal the other day, pulling the trigger on £350 worth of stock, and my heart is pounding. Jay, thank you very much, my friend. Yeah, we were, to everyone who missed it, at the start of the live call, we were just talking about, I got told when you become a parent, you become a warrior, and it just never goes away. I've never been a warrior in my life. I'm a super chill dude, and I cannot stop worrying, like getting random intrusive thoughts that I'm just going to drop my child down the stairs as I'm walking down. Apparently, that's just normal. Jay, really glad to hear that you're buying your first lead. That's really exciting. The heart pounding tells me that when you first get sales, it's going to hit you really hard, I think, in a endorphin-y way. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yes, definitely. It was a good lead as well, actually. Yeah, very good lead. And so Oliver said, is FBA expensive when starting out? Yeah, I guess it depends what you deem as expensive. We always tell people we recommend starting with at least sort of £2,000 capital in order to get started. Anything less than that, then it's going to be quite slow to scale and grow, and you're going to make life very, very difficult for yourself. So yeah, I suppose £2,000 is a lot of money. So I guess it is quite expensive. I guess it depends on your view of what's expensive and what's cheap, to be honest with you. But yeah, £2,000, and I think you can. If you've only got £2,000 for stock, then I think you'll be okay. We've got someone in the Discord group actually who messaged us over the weekend, and he started with £200, and I think we tried to be very polite and say it's probably not going to work. But yeah, we will see. If it does, massive fair play to him. But yeah, I do think it's going to be a struggle. Everyone can see.
Elliot, hi Sean, good to see you back. Hope you're well. Thank you, Elliot. Yeah, I'm doing really well, mate. How are you? I got an email from Amazon saying my ASINs require a organic certification. I order 30 units, 15 are in my seller account. I don't understand why some are allowed to be sold whilst others are blocked. You seen that issue before?
JB mentioned that, which I haven't responded to her yet, in the mentorship. She said, I've never seen any form of organic certification before. I've never seen anyone request that certification before. It's the first time I've ever seen it. I don't even know what one looks like. I wouldn't even know where to get one. Did he say he bought it from Holland & Barrett, or did I just dream that?
No, he didn't say where he got it from, but I've never seen that issue before, so I'm assuming it's something new that they brought out.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. I'll have to look into it. But it's the first time I've ever seen that, to be honest. I have no idea.
We'll put it on our Elliot. We'll put it on our list, and when we get more information about it, we'll come back on the live and we'll talk you through it. Halima, missed these lives. Good to see you back. What's new? Thank you for joining, Halima. Really good to see you. Yeah, honestly, my entire life the last week has just been dealing with the baby. Any parent out there knows you just don't really sleep. So you kind of, I was very naive. I fully intended to work whilst in the first couple of weeks, but it's just not possible. You're constantly busy and distracted and sleep deprived, but it's kind of settling into it now. Sam was just giving me a catch up on what I've missed over the last week, and it all seems pretty good. We've had 2 people join the mentorship right at the start of this month, which was really exciting to invite them into the group. And we're kind of, I'll be a bit transparent with you guys, right? Sam and I were just chatting before this call about how busy he's getting. You know, we are it's a kind of supply versus demand thing. The prices go up when supply gets really high, and that's because we only have so many hours in the day. Sam is getting to a point where he's been at a point for a long time now where he's answering messages first thing in the morning and he's still going until late at night. So we're trying to have a think about how to structure the mentorship in a more sustainable way where the quality remains really high, but Sam also has a life. Well, which I think we'll talk about more tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. So we don't want the quality to disappear at all. It's just trying to be a bit more effective with it.
For sure. Chat's just jumped. Lloydie, so frustrating. What does it take to get better Amazon support? Lloydie, I've actually, yeah, a miracle. I've got an idea that I want to pursue, but it could damage our position with our company, so with SellerSmart. So I want to be very, very careful with how I pursue this kind of route. I was thinking maybe of trying to put some pressure on. I don't know. I've had some ideas of how I can kind of publicize a bit of pressure to change the system because the system's obviously broken. I have to be really careful though, because we are an Amazon partnered business. Obviously, what we do, what we say on social media and everything affects our standing with Amazon. So we have to be really careful. But I want to develop a contact at Amazon where I can feed back this kind of stuff. And maybe there's even some sort of regulatory agency that we can chat to say, you know, these are small business owners whose livelihoods are affected by getting threatened to have their businesses shut down. It's pretty insane that it's allowed to happen. But it's one of those things. Literally, no matter what platform you sell on, you have this problem. TikTok Shop is the same. Shopify, not as much, but with Shopify, you are dependent on advertising platforms working, payment processes staying live. So it's just one of the challenges of the game of selling online. But I mean, slowly over time, it just improves. And I've been trying to think of ways that I can try to play our hand at getting systems improved without saying too much, obviously.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Every business has its problems, and seller support is definitely at the top of our problem list. Oliver said, so what are the biggest costs when starting? To be honest, the biggest cost is just buying stock, right? You've got the main cost you're going to have is subscriptions. Well, they're not even the main cost, but I guess some of the only costs you're going to have are going to be subscriptions. You need SellerAmp and Keeper. They're both relatively cheap, to be honest with you. I think they're roughly like 20 quid a month, roughly. For each, so that's like 40 quid a month, which you're gonna have to pay for. In terms of other subscriptions, you don't really need anything else. You're gonna need supplies if you're not using a prep center and you're gonna do prepping yourself. You're gonna need boxes, you're gonna need tape, you're gonna need labels, printer, that sort of thing. So the actual like biggest costs aren't actually too big. It's mainly just the stock. That's why when we say 2K, like you need that 2K to pretty much spend all on stock, because that's what's going to make the big difference. With no stock, you're not going to sell anything. So yeah, the biggest cost is for sure, stock.
Yeah, for sure. And like you have expenses that you can't avoid. So the person who said they wanted to start on £200, you need SellerAmp, you need Keeper, you need box labels, you need SKU labels. You need to pay for Amazon as a seller, so that's 30 quid a month. That's already over £100 a month. If you've only got 200, you need to be making 150% ROI on every single product you sell to just account for the costs. And as a brand new seller, finding 150% ROI as a standard is just not going to happen. So you do need cash, unfortunately. This is a cash flow business, which is why we kind of target people who have career jobs. Because if you're in a position where you don't have any money, this isn't the model to choose right away. Do something else until you have enough capital, and then if you want to invest it in.
Yeah.
Halima said.
Sorry, go on.
Halima said, "Oh, baby is here! Congratulations, Sean. Welcome to parenthood." She is indeed, and I'm very biased, but she's perfect. My partner and I have been very emotional at the whole ordeal. It was a very challenging birth, and it was a lot of sleepless nights, lots of complications. So it was quite emotional. But my partner's incredible. She's done amazingly well, and the baby's happy and healthy. So thank you very much, Halima. It's been a hell of a wild ride.
Kevin said, "How do you source OA products?" So there's loads of different methods. You've got storefront sourcing, manual sourcing, newsletter sourcing, keeper product finder, like cashback sort of sourcing. So there's lots of different methods in how you find them. Ideally, you want to sort of pick one or two which you're going to sort of master and become really, really good at them. Ideally, you want to have an understanding of how they all work. And then after you sort of trial them out for a few weeks, a month, whatever it is, you're then going to want to pick one or two and then just try and become really good at that. But there's, lots of different methods in order to source OA. It depends what sort of works to your advantage and your sort of strength. Are you asking me directly or just in general? And I just realized, Kevin, I think we actually had a call. Pretty sure we had a call on Friday, was it? Maybe. I think we had a call on Friday actually. That's it. It is the same guy I was talking about. So if you're asking about me myself, so we kind of like to, I guess. Well, I've got two VAs who do most of the sourcing. They do a lot of different methods between sort of storefront, Amazon to Amazon, manual. Bit of newsletter stuff. They sort of mix it up every now and again. Me myself, if I was sourcing, which I don't do loads, just because the VAs do majority of it, I would tend to do Amazon to Amazon sourcing, just because it's the quickest and easiest one. If it wasn't for that, it'll be like a newsletter sort of manual type sourcing, where I've got a few key retailers where I would jump to and start sourcing them, to be honest with you, just because I know that's we get good deals from that. Off the back of that, he said, "What's your average ROI on the leads you sell?" So my average, so I'm working on upping my average a lot this year. So this year my sales are going down, and they're going down quite a lot, which you can see by the picture. I'm like less than 6% down on what I was last year. But my ROI and profit is actually up. So normally I do like 20% ROI, which some people deem it as quite low. But if you know your numbers and you understand and you account for absolutely everything and all reimbursements, all sort of costs and everything like that, then it's not too bad. Whereas now I'm trying to increase that to like 25% minimum plus. And that's what I'm trying to do. Okay. So my daughter's very sick today, so she's not in nursery.
No worries. Yeah, this is the thing, right? When you see gross profits from people's sales screenshots, most people aren't tracking their leakage properly. They're not tracking their expenses properly. So 20% on someone's account who scales to millions per year and keeps track of everything, that's actually really good. If you can have a business model where you're operating at a 10% net margin after paying yourself and everything and having all the business expenses that you're allowed to have legally, that's a very good model. Okay, so I got another one. James Mac, with Black Friday week in November, will you guys only do A2A sourcing that week? I wouldn't say only, because Black Friday is incredible for Amazon to Amazon. But you have to remember that retailers match each other. So if you see a really good deal on Amazon, that's a good A2A lead. If you just search it with Google Shopping from SellerAmp SaaS, you can click a button that takes you to Google Shopping. Say Amazon is selling something at £20 on a really good deal. More often than not, I can find that in Currys for the same price, or Argos, and I can use discount gift cards, cashback, student discounts to get it even cheaper. So sometimes an A2A deal on Amazon that seems really good, you can actually get cheaper from major retailers because they're price matching. So whenever you're looking into A2A deals, do not ever forget to do that. Always check the other retailers as well. But obviously, Black Friday is an amazing time for A2A, so we will be doing a lot of it. And I am going to talk to Cal about some potential bots that we can do for Black Friday. I'll see if he has the time to set it up. If he does, fantastic. If not, we'll do it next time.
Yeah, Black Friday is probably one of the worst out of all the Amazon deals and sales. Like always, so much better during Q4 compared to A2A. A2A is okay, but it's just not as great. The Black Friday one is a bit meh. Like, you don't really find an awful lot, to be honest with you. I think OA is definitely what you want to be doing throughout Black Friday and Q4. So Kevin said, explain manual sourcing. So manual sourcing is going on a website like Curry's or John Lewis or Boots or something, and then on the website there's got a section which is going to be offers or sales. Go to that section and then you just source the offers and the sales, and then that's pretty much it. Like, it's very similar to newsletter. Apart from newsletter, you obviously get an email. The email notifies you of what's on offer and what stores have got discounts, and then you go through there. But manual, you're literally just typing in the website, which is a website you like, and then you can start going through those sales section.
I've got a bunch of questions, but the chat keeps jumping. Just give me 1 second while I find the next one.
Sorry, let me just ask this one, and then you can crack on, because it's the last one. So Armin said, I want to start Amazon FBA. I don't know how to start. Drop us a message, mate, and then we can help you get started. If you follow us on TikTok, send us a message. We can then message you back. Otherwise, if you want to jump in our free Discord group, you can find the link in the bio. In the Discord group, we've got loads of help in there. You can ask any question you want in there, and we can help out. And we also have a free course in the Discord group as well. So make sure you check that free course out, because that will help you to get started.
We've also got a group and one-to-one coaching if that's the way you want to go, but no pressure, obviously.
Yes.
Elliot said, that's great. Thank you so much. To be honest, I'm on holiday right now and I've been struggling with keeping up sourcing and working on Amazon. Feel so guilty. Mate, I'm going to assume that this is the first holiday you've taken whilst operating Amazon. Obviously, it's not going to go perfectly. You've never done it before. I actually think you should enjoy the holiday whilst you're on it and then come back strong. If you want to source while you're away, just set certain times in the day, do what you can in that time, and then go off and enjoy yourself. Don't feel guilty whilst you're on holiday. You want to recharge your batteries whilst you're on holiday, and then see it as a learning opportunity. You probably, like most British people, you don't go on holiday too often, so you want to soak it in. But the more you travel and work, the easier it gets, because the novelty of traveling kind of goes away. You get a bit more accustomed to traveling. And I'm probably going to go to Portugal in September. I'm going to be working most of the time I'm there. I can do that only because I've traveled quite a few times now whilst working. The first few times I did maybe 2 hours of work in 2 weeks. Long time ago now, but it's just something that comes with practice and experience. Mr. MH, I listed perfume, Amazon asking for complete 16 sections safety data sheet, SDS. Mr. MH, did you buy the product from a major retailer doing arbitrage, or did you create your own listing, which is private label? Can you clarify that? Brandon, welcome to the live, mate. Good to see you. Hello.
Brandon, how you doing, mate?
Mr. H said, how to get this, please? It depends on the answer to the question I just sent you, mate. Let me know. Lloydie, completely get that. Good luck and fingers crossed. I'm sure you'll get plenty of support. I can't remember what that was related to. Sorry, I haven't answered my questions in a while, so there's a bit of a backlog. Aaron Guerra. Let's get rid of that one. Wee Laurie, congratulations. Wishing you all the strength and love of the world. Thank you, Wee Laurie. I appreciate you very much. It was very nice, right? I said I did an announcement in our mentorship. No, I did I can't say that word. I posted an announcement in our free Discord community, because the amount of overwhelming support and messages I was getting from people was really kind. I really do appreciate our community. I'm dead serious when I say we have the best community in this game, and it is because of you guys. So thank you very much for the supportive messages. I really appreciate it. Morgs has said, hi, mate. Welcome to the live. Thank you for joining. One of my listings is now just me and the brand on the listing. Other FBA came off. Is that an issue? It's only an issue if they... it's only a problem if they issue you an IP violation. I personally don't sell products where the brand is on the listing because it's too risky. They might IP you. They can definitely undercut you because they're the brand. They're getting it cheaper than anyone. And it's just too risky. I personally don't sell on those listings. If you haven't been given an IP violation, And if you look at the keeper history, the keeper chart of the whole history of the listing, if there are no sudden drops of sellers on the listing and no signs of IP, you might be okay. You might get away with it.
So Brandon said, I'm getting a bunch of leads but struggling with cash flow. Is it worth underselling a few A2A leads? I guess you want to work out what the difference is, and the difference in you clearing out of stock and being able to buy new leads, and does that you making lower ROI on the stuff you've got make a bigger difference when you then start buying the new products? And also you want to be super selective with your leads. Like, you're in a position now where you've got loads of leads and not enough money. You want to be increasing your ROI as much as possible. There's no point buying really good leads just to then drop the price on them and then turn them into average leads. So you're better off managing your cash flow a bit differently and being super selective with what you're buying. Like, if you're buying loads of leads, if you're finding loads of leads and they're all like 30% ROI or something, then start increasing your ROI to like 40%. And then that way you're not going to be buying so many, you're not going to be tying up your cash so much.
Derry Algan, Jackson Smith, Yummy, you all said hi, welcome. Terry, I didn't realize that was you, Terry. You usually watch us from YouTube, so I thought that was a different Terry. You said, I'm looking extremely fresh considering the lack of sleep. Thank you very much. I got about 6 hours of constantly interrupted sleep last night, and I feel like a new man. I've been saying to the guys in the mentorship, my partner for my birthday got me a cold plunge. Having an ice bath when you've only been averaging 3 hours of sleep is so good. It's like a complete reset. So maybe that's why I'm looking a bit fresh. I also went to the gym for the first time today, which is amazing because my gains have finally, after years of losing them, my gains have finally been coming back, and I don't want to lose them. So yeah, I appreciate you, Terry. Thank you. Jackson Smith, if I sub, can I have a shout out? There's your shout out, my friend. Thank you for joining. Although you don't have to sub to be honest with you, mate. If you're not interested in Amazon, then we're probably not going to be very interesting for you to watch. Appreciate you joining nonetheless, though.
Brandon said, my average in the past 2 weeks has been about 66%. I undersold a 30% ROI for 13%. So yeah, if your average is 66%, you want to stop buying 30% ROI leads, and then just try and target that 60%, which is very, very good. To be fair, really good. So you want to manage it in a way that, like, selling a 30% one for 13% isn't really great, to be honest with you. I probably would have held out. I guess it depends how long you want to hold for. Yeah, it depends how long you really want to hold for, or not how long you want to hold for, but how long you're going to have to hold for in order to get the better price. It's really hard without really looking at the listings and seeing how they react. But I think if I were you, your main thing is just to be super selective with what you're purchasing, and just make sure you're going for that real top tier ROI, so you don't sort of run out of cash too quickly.
Yeah, for sure. Junaid said, when you say newsletter, what do you mean? So here's the thing. You go to Google and you create a Google email address, a completely fresh one. Let's say it's junaid@gmail.com. I then go to every retailer I can find, and every week I try to find more and I add them. I go to the retailer's website and I sign up to their newsletter with this Gmail account I've created. After a bit of time, I'm going to start to get their marketing emails. When I get their marketing emails, I'm going to filter to only click onto the emails that have a percentage discount in the subject of the email, or a pound or dollar discount, depending on where you're based. I'm not going to check all of them because it'll be a massive waste of time. I check the subject. If it's a percentage discount, I take the code that's in the email. Often, a lot of them will have first-time buyer codes, so you can utilize that. You go to the website through the link. You filter by brand. You filter by biggest discount first, and you source based on that information. So they might give you a 10% sign-up discount that you can utilize, and that's what newsletter sourcing is. It's one of the best ones, in our opinion. There's lots of ways that you can automate it now because of AI, and if you combine that with the other strategies that you have, I would say email newsletter sourcing for me is a bit of a foundational one. You want to pick one or two strategies that you like to follow. So for me, storefront sourcing and email newsletter sourcing, and then keep a for A to A on the side. So technically three, but I see that as a different one. That's the foundations I have. And then typically speaking, when I'm doing email newsletter sourcing, when I'm doing manual sourcing, if I find a product that is a profitable ROI, I'm then going to explore more of that brand, because it's very likely that other products within that brand are going to be cheap enough to be profitable as well. That doesn't happen all the time, but you will notice some days you're sourcing, you find two leads, other days you find 10 to 15. And the 10 to 15 days typically is like, I found a Jellycat that's on offer. I looked through the rest of Jellycat and I found loads more Jellycat products that I could buy. That's typically how you can scale up the leads in a single day. James Max said, Sean, forgot to say, be prepared for illness. A bug of some sorts every few weeks is on the way. I'm very aware of that, because when I used to work for Microsoft, I was in an office with a lot of parents. The second the kid got sick, they would get sick. They would come to the office. Everyone would get sick. It like spreads like wildfire. Touch wood, I haven't actually been sick for a long, long time. And I think it's because I've been really meticulously planning my diet so that I hit every micronutrient. So I think my immune system is a little better. Who knows, though? It could just be coincidental timing.
Wait until they're at nursery and then you get hit.
I don't know if we're going to do nursery. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know yet. We've seen a lot of research on kids developing mental health issues from nursery, so we're a little bit cautious, but it just depends, because it's probably going to be a godsend, isn't it?
I think otherwise you and your missus will end up having mental health issues if they if they don't go there.
What age did you send yours?
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 2.
Right, fair.
Yeah, wait until 2 for both of them.
I know in America they don't have maternity leave, so women literally have a baby and then a week later go back to work, and that is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, that is pretty horrific.
Ali said, a month into Amazon FBA at 16 and it's looking smooth. Ali, great job. Really, really well done. Are you doing it through your parent? Is that how you were able to get accepted? Because you have to be 18, but we do chat to a few 16-year-olds who are really keen to do it. Well done for getting started as well. The fact that you're starting at 16 tells me you've got a really bright future, because you have literally all the time in the world. You could make 1,000 mistakes and still become very successful because you're starting so young. Mr. MH, you bought it from a wholesaler. In that case, you need to request a safety data sheet from the wholesaler you purchased it from. You can look on Claude or GPT. It might be able to find them for you, but it doesn't happen all the time. Typically, I would ask the supplier to provide them for me, or if it's a legitimate supplier, you might be able to go to the manufacturer of the product and ask and prove supply chain. But I would say that's probably less likely than just going to your supplier directly. Morg said, I've got 10 units only, 2 sold already, and data seemed fairly solid. Hopefully I can get away with 10. Yeah, to be fair, mate, it sounds like you're okay. The fact that you've been on the listing making sales and you haven't been IP'd yet is a good sign. Typically, the brand would want to IP you before you take sales from them. So it does sound pretty positive, especially if there were other FBA sellers on it that have sold out. You might be okay. Athea, hi, Sean. Not been keeping up with the updates, but congratulations. Hope all is well. Thank you very much, Athea. I haven't posted an update in our server for a while, to be honest. My partner and I were debating whether we want to post pictures of our baby publicly. She used to work in Facebook and she used to have to close the accounts of people who looked into really nasty stuff on Facebook. So I think because of that experience, we're a bit skeptical about posting pictures, but I'll post one in our community for sure at some point. Athea said, I've seen a high ticket listing. Data seems fine, but mostly FBM. Is there a reason for this?
Not really. It just could just be the way the listing is. If you can list as FBA, then no. Like sometimes you come across listings where it just tends to be a load of FBM sellers. There's not always a reason, to be honest with you. It depends how big is it? Is it big, bulky? Is it massive? Depending on the size, is it going to cost you an awful lot to ship into Amazon? That could be a problem. But for the most part, there's generally, not so much of an issue. It just happens there. It's just by coincidence. There's just no FBAs on it, really.
Yeah, for sure. And I can source it. No obvious issues I can see. Try to add the ASIN to your Seller Central and see if it allows you to add it. If it does, give it a bash. Also on Keeper, check and see if there are FBA sellers on it historically, because if there were, then you found a good lead by the sounds of it. Ali said, yeah, I used my mother's ID. Thank you very much. What I find annoying is that there are so many costs. Yeah, unfortunately, that's why we were saying earlier, you can't do Amazon properly without having a good amount of capital, because it is a cash heavy business model, but it also is a very profitable one if you do it well. And the thing is, everyone gets carried away with expenses in the beginning. There are so many expenses that come with this business model that you don't have to pay for. You don't have to get a repricer straight away. And if you do, you can use Amazon's free one. You don't have to get a prep center or a virtual assistant right away, although that is a really great step when you do, and you can come to us when you do. You don't have to get loads of different softwares. You can stick to SellerAmp and Keeper. You can get your Amazon seller subscription. At some point, you're going to need an accountant, and at some point, you're going to need insurance. You don't have to get those right away, but we do recommend it for the most part, just because even though we're based in the UK, British people aren't as litigious as Americans. You still have to be careful. But there's a lot of unnecessary subs, like people pay for lead service providing groups, which you don't need to pay for. People pay for repricing tools, along with admin tools, along with sourcing tools, all at the same time. You don't need to do that. You need to get good at the skill of sourcing yourself, and only add costs on once you're making enough profit to justify them. Tom Moley 5462. I've been asked to submit an organic certification for a shipment I've just sent in. Yet to check it out properly. But have you got any advice for this? Tom, that's a really good question. We actually had that from Elliot over on TikTok just now in the live. Someone in our mentorship, Gemma in our mentorship, got this notification, and none of us have seen it before. We think it's a new thing Amazon have implemented. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some research. We're going to go off and look into it. When we have more information, we'll post about it in our free Discord community, maybe on our mailing list, and in these lives as well. So be sure to join on the lives when we get some more information about it. Terry said, when you say at some point, do you think I should already have insurance? Because I haven't. Terry, yeah, you absolutely should get insurance. I use Policy B, but to be honest with you, I think Sam has a better one that he would suggest. I need to swap.
Yeah, search insurance in the mentorship chat, mate. And we spoke about it recently. You'll see an option in there which you should go for.
Yeah. Jackson said, I love the stream. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. I will be buying some cable adapters soon so I can stream properly in 4K. And I was having a chat to Sam about how we can do lesson planning, and we can come in with a focus thing that we want to teach. I didn't have time to get that sorted today just because of looking after the baby, but we will do that probably from this week onwards. I know I've been saying that for a long time, but genuinely, I really want to take these lives to the next level, improving the quality of them, fixing my audio issues, and doing lesson planning. I think is the best way to do that.
Tech issues, mate. They're never going away.
Yeah. And you know what? I've been on Hormozy live streams. I've been on James Smith live streams. They have them as well.
Yeah. It's not just us then.
No. Right, where did it go? Footy stories. Amazon is telling me the price of my product can't be featured. Don't know if I should reduce the price. Footy stories. What you're talking about there is a suppressed buy box listing. Amazon is deeming that the price you're trying to sell the product at is too expensive. It's a load of nonsense. You can ignore it as long as you can match the cheapest price on the listing. So when you have a buy box that isn't suppressed, as an FBA seller, you have advantages over FBM sellers. On a suppressed buy box listing, you just have to match the cheapest, regardless of whether it's FBM or FBA. And that's because the customer is going to click on see all buying options, and they're just going to choose the cheapest one. That doesn't mean you should be the cheapest one. You shouldn't undercut. You should just be able to be profitable at the cheapest price you see on the listing. And as long as you review the analytics on Keeper, if the product is still selling whilst the buy box is suppressed, keep selling it. Don't reduce your price. Don't listen to it. again, though, you have to be profitable. Just make sure you can still profit at the price you need to sell at.
100%.
Brandon, when would it make sense to join the prep center? Really good question. Let's say, Brandon, I know how much you've just started to profit. So let's say you're going to spend, whether it's virtual assistant or a prep center, let's say you're going to spend £300 to £400 a month on them. You're not going to spend that in our prep center, but I'm just giving you that as an example. Are you profiting at least £1,000 from that? Are you profiting at least 3 times more so that you can keep reinvesting the profits and growing? The reason a prep center, like Brandon, again, because you're in our mentorship, I know the graft you've been putting in. You're about to go to university, so buying back your time with outsourcing the prep is probably going to be a good idea when you go back to uni. If you want to do it sooner, obviously just let us know. But you just have to make sure that you can continue to be profitable whilst reinvesting and growing. Because if it hits your profit so hard you go stationary, then you're not actually growing. You're just a hamster running in a wheel. That's what I would say. Anything you would add to that, Sam?
I missed that.
You weren't listening. Just saying, when Brandon asked when is the right time to join our prep center.
It depends on your depends how busy you are, mate. Like obviously you're doing a lot, and you obviously I think you're going to uni soon as well. So I assume once you're at uni, you're probably going to have to use a prep center, I would have thought, if you're going to be in like uni halls or something like that, depending on your sort of setup and situation. But it all comes down to how busy you are. Like if you're spending far too much time prepping and not enough time sourcing, then yeah, 100% get a prep center, because they're going to help you out a lot. But to be honest, the problem you have, by the sounds of it, is that you don't have enough money to buy leads. So I don't think you probably really need a prep center, to be honest with you, because you seem to have time. It's just a capital problem, and having a prep center isn't really going to solve those issues. If anything, it's going to take more capital from you, which is not what you want to do. So I think for you, I would keep running it how you're running it at the minute, because yeah, if anything, you've got a cash flow problem as opposed to a time or prep or anything like that. So I would keep doing what you're doing, adjust your sourcing criteria and target higher products. And yeah, I don't think you're really in a position to need one. I think it's probably going to hinder you more than it's going to benefit you. I'm not sure if Sean said that, because I kind of missed everything he said, but that's why
I essentially said the same thing. I was like, maybe save it for when you're at university. I think that might be a good idea.
Yeah, probably, because I guess at that point you're not really going to have a choice, right? I don't know where you're going to live when you're at uni, whether it's going to be halls or home or what, but that'll make a decision for you.
The emotional roller coaster that is commenters from YouTube Shorts is so funny. Jackson said, "Can I have mod? Can I have mod, please? I want to send a super chat with $25 from my birthday yesterday, but my mum won't let me." I really appreciate it, Jackson. This is kind of like an 18+ group. We don't need you to send money. You spend your birthday money on yourself. Thank you very much. I appreciate you anyway. And then the next one is you gay. Jay's Max Sean, how would I use AI to sign up to newsletters? I've Sam's list of 700, done 250. It's long. Sam and I were actually talking about the other day. I think we're going to set up a newsletter thing in the mentorship, aren't we?
We are. It's a long time coming, and it's definitely something I want to do. And it must be like, yeah, I'm waiting on an email address from you. Can you send me an email address? Stellar Smart, a base generic Stellar Smart one, and then I can get started on that.
Yeah, of course. Do we want to set up a newsletter bot in the server, or should we just teach people how to set up? What do you think is better? Because obviously, as the group grows, those leads are going to get more and more competitive, aren't they?
They're not, though, because not everyone's going to use them, and people source very differently. And just because one person finds them doesn't mean someone else is going to find them. There's nothing like at the minute, everyone's got the same list of retailers, right? So everyone's signed up to all those newsletters, yet you don't see anything getting saturated from the mentorship because of that. Because some people are going to use them, some people aren't. Some people are going to source a different way, and some people are going to find stuff, some people aren't. So I don't think it's going to really make a difference. And I think teaching people how to do it, a lot of people aren't really very tech savvy, and they're just not going to be able, I guess from like a bot point of view, they're not going to be able to do it. But from like a generic how to do newsletter sourcing, it's something we've done videos on anyway, and we've sort of taught them how to do it. And I think it's just good for like the people who have group only access in the mentorship as well. It boosts the group Discord up a little bit more and just adds different layers to it, which I think is what we want to do as well, right?
Yeah, and I was thinking we've always had the belief system that we need to teach you how to fish. If you're coming into the mentorship and you're immediately getting leads from an email newsletter bot, I don't think that's going to incentivize people to learn the skill. So maybe if we implement that, it only becomes accessible once they're past the first 3 months. Maybe that would be a way to do it.
Yeah, but then it still requires them to source though, because when they're not getting leads, they're just getting an update is to say John Lewis has got a sale on or an offer on for 15% off. They still then have to go on John Lewis and actually have to source it and try and find the leads themselves anyway. So it's kind of like we're not really spoon feeding them that much. We're just giving them just a little bit of a head start and a step up. But yeah, for the majority of sourcing, it's still what they need to learn and do anyway. So I don't think it should make much of a difference.
S said, "Hi Sean, do you have any advice for a beginner around finding products you are ungated in?" Thank you for joining the live. Welcome. We're the only company in the world that has a tool that automatically ungates you in up to 10,000 brands. The most I've seen from one person is just below 8,000. For me, it was 1,500. I need to rerun it. For most new beginners who are just getting started, it will be anything up to 1,000. That is one of the best ways you can get started with ungating, because Amazon has a trust system. The more you're ungated in brands, the easier it is to ungate other brands. So running the auto ungated tool is honestly, it's the best way to go. And then don't try to find products that are automatically ungated already. Try to find products that are profitable, and then find the cheapest product within that brand and use that to get ungated in the product you want to sell. Most beginners are chasing getting ungated in Lego, but they have no idea how to find Lego products that are profitable. That's the wrong outlook to have. What you want to do is you want to find profitable leads and then ungate those brands, because you already know that you can sell something that's profitable in it. Athea said, someone in mine had an organic email verification thing too. It was a plant type product, I think, but not sure exactly why. Yeah, it must be a new thing Amazon is doing. They're so overly regulated and bureaucratic and compliance heavy, but I can't help but to think it's probably a government enforced thing. Maybe the government is telling them they have to add these compliance things. Who knows? Impossible to say. Footsie Story said, thank you so much. No problem at all. Brandon said, yeah, definitely don't have space. My thing was my shipments get delayed because of work. And then teach us. Yeah, Amazon is a game of speed. So if you are struggling to get shipments out, like a lot of people I know who do their own shipments, they send them out every Friday. That is crazy to me, because if you've got the stock on Monday, you want to be getting that stock in on Monday. You don't want to be waiting an entire week before you send it in. So if you're at that level where you can afford a prep center, you can justify it with your profits, and you really genuinely can't get the stock sent in yourself in time, then maybe it's a good idea to do it. But obviously everyone is different, and whilst we would love you to work with us in our prep center, more importantly, we want you to grow. The more success you have, the better. And in the beginning, keeping your expenses low is a very good idea until you get to a point where you can't because of uni for you. In that case, it would be a good idea. Dr. Mr. Possible, why shouldn't someone starting out in FBA focus on ungating initially? Okay, that was bad communication on my part. What I mean by that is you can use our tool to get automatically ungated in loads of brands. That will help you with ungating applications that you then proceed to do when you find products you want to sell. So what I was actually saying was, instead of constantly looking for products that are automatically ungated, that's getting a lot harder as time goes on. Instead of doing that, what you want to do instead is you want to put a bit of cash into getting brands ungated when you have already found a product that's profitable. So let's say I find an HP printer and it's profitable. I can make 30% ROI on it, but I need to get ungated in HP. I can then look for the cheapest product in HP I can find and get ungated with that. So instead of buying 100 printers, I might be able to buy 100 pads of paper, which is going to be a lot cheaper. I can use that invoice to get ungated, and then I can sell the printer, which is what I wanted to sell. That's the recommendation that we've been giving people in the mentorship. And that's because automatically ungated products are increasingly hard to find unless you use our tool, of course. Our tool is absolutely incredible for that. Sam, someone in the mentorship the other day, who was it? Someone got, was it 700 pages of approval applications using the tool?
I saw something ridiculous. Yeah, I can't remember who it was now. Yeah, mine's got a blank, but yeah, they did it, and then they went out, and then when they came back, there was just crazy amount of pages. Which Amazon had just auto-ungated. Yeah, loads. It would have been like in the thousands.
To give you context, the Amazon applications page shows you 10 applications per set, and then you have to click to the next page. So they had over 700, which means they got 7,000, at least 7,000 products ungated in a single click. A lot of beginners struggle to conceptualize how powerful that is. We're the only company in the world that's developed this tool. It is unbelievable. Before this tool existed, people were getting stuck on ungates, on one ungate for 2 months. Like, genuinely, that happens all the time. So it is a mind-blowingly good tool. Definitely recommend doing it. And if you join our mentorship, you get access to it for free. You can run it as much as you want, as well as our software, which the Auto Ungater is one tool out of about 37 features we have, and they're all good.
Terry said, "Will you lose access to all the future things at the end of the mentorship? I'm dreading finishing the mentorship." You will. You get access to the general chat that you get lifetime access to that anyway, so that's not going to go anywhere. But everything else you will lose access to. We do have a monthly subscription once the mentorship's finished. So as long as you sign up to that, then you still get access to everything in the group. Even if you don't get access to that, you still get all the weekly calls, all the resources, everything like that. You get that sent over to you. But yeah, as far as anything going forwards, then you won't have access to that unless you go via the paid, the monthly membership. So yeah, if you want us to do that, we can definitely look at that as an option for you. I think we've still got a while left though, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Terry, to everyone who can't see, Terry on Facebook said he's dreading the end of the mentorship. I hope that shows as a glowing recommendation how good it is. We put a lot of effort into it. We only have 5-star reviews, over 170 positive testimonials with no negatives. And Terry, in the beginning of the mentorship, we actually were going to kick people out at the end of their 6 months. But we realized we love talking to you guys every day. The network and the community is incredible. And we were like, why would we want to kick people out? So the mentorship is now lifetime access, but you don't get access to anything new past the exit date for you specifically. So say your mentorship was going to end on the 10th of August. You get access to everything up to the 10th of August. Anything new past that point is a monthly subscription fee, or you can pay to work with us going forward again. But yeah, I'm really glad to hear you're enjoying it, mate. We love having you in there.
Definitely. Adam Elliott said he's interested in the tool for ungating. Check out the link it might be in Sean's bio or my bio, or drop me a message. I can send you the link to get on, or you can check out the website, which is sellersmart.io.com. sellersmart.io, and then you can jump on there, and then you'll be able to have a look on there. But if you give me a follow or give Sean a follow, drop us a message. We can message you back, and we can get that sorted for you, mate, if you're interested.
Terry said, what is the subscription after the mentorship? It is £97 a month, mate, to stay on, to have access. So say you exited after the 10th of August, which I know is not true for you, but the £97 a month gives you access to tools. It gives you access to the live calls. It gives you access to all new resources, gives you access to everything that you would miss if you stopped at that point. And originally we were only going to offer that. We weren't going to keep people in the lifetime. But as I say, we really like the group. We love the community. We wanted to keep building it.
Yeah, for sure.
Jay's Max said he got 875 ungates with 0 stock and 0 sales. That is mind-blowingly good. Again, you guys who are beginners, who don't have a working understanding of how good that is, when you're brand new and you've never sold a product on Amazon, ungating is the bane of your existence. It's very, very challenging. It's really hard. You have to build up trust with Amazon, and it takes about 3 months of active selling. So to start off with no sales and get 875 ungates is so good, because not only does it give you some brands that you can try to source, but it also means that when you do ungating applications, they're going to get approved a lot easier than had you not done that. So typically we say 5 to 15 ungate applications is normal. What a lot of people have reported to us is after they use our ungating tool, they are getting accepted on their ungates within 1 to 2 applications, which is just absolutely unheard of on Amazon. So definitely give it a try. FM, just got off my call with Reese. Prep Center is being sorted. Awesome. I think we actually got a notification about a new prep client today. So that must be you. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the live as well. Be sure to ask us any questions if you have any. Brandon said, I think the community is the strong point to me. Being able to talk to people with each individual lessons and experience helps a lot. Yeah, 100%, mate. And like Brandon is in our group mentorship, right? I'm really enthusiastic. I'm really enthusiastic about health and fitness. I've loved having Brandon in there because he is as well.
Okay. Sorry.
No, hold on. Do you want to?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
This is the little sprog that's been keeping us awake for the last week.
How you doing?
Look at the dress.
Yeah, she's adorable.
The tickets are for 4, so.
Okay, sorry. I didn't realize the time. Okay, right. I'm going to answer the last few questions and then I got to go.
Sounds good.
Stefan said, hello, guys. Have a blessed week. Thank you, Stefan. You as well. Really good to see you in here. Jay's Mac, I've a call with Reese this week. Guy in the group said about Source Tool, which I didn't realize I had. I need to talk to Cal about the sourcing tools in our software, because I think it's actually been closed, but I think we should be opening it up soon if it is. I need to have a chat with him and see what's going on with that.
Yeah, I messaged him. It'd be good. We want him to do a live call in the group just to go through how to use it all, because it'll help everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Brandon just said, I somehow got 4,500 ungates using the auto ungater last week. That's sick, mate. Really good to see. And honestly, the reason you got it is because you've been actively selling. You're putting the time in, you're putting the work in, you're sending in stock, which means the auto ungater is going to work better again, because that trust system is there. Amazon are trusting you more as a seller because you haven't been breaking any rules whilst you've been selling. So the person who got 7,000 ungates, they've been selling for quite a while. That's why it was so good for them. But still, 875 for someone who's never sold is absolutely absurd. It's insane. Lloydie said, she's adorable. Back to dad mode. Yeah. I'm very biased, but she is a cute wee baby. Guys, I'm really sorry. I do have to go. Sam, it was really good to see you. And everyone on the live, thank you for joining us. I've missed doing them, to be honest. It's been really fun to be back.
Yes, good to be back on. And Sean, when you got a chance, can you send me an email address you're happy for me to use for newsletters? If not, I'm happy to use one I've got anyway, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to set a smart one.
I'll send you one.
Cool, thank you. And I can get that sorted out pretty quick, to be fair. It won't take me long.
Okay, awesome. Record yourself doing it.
Okay.
OBS. Record yourself doing it.
Okay, cool.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, we have a free Discord community link in the bio. If you want to work with us in our mentorship group or one-to-one, let us know. We have a prep center, virtual assistant recruitment, auto gator tool. And yeah, thank you ever so much for your time today. I'm not sure when we'll be back on, but we'll see you soon.
See you later. Bye.